Hi everyone, my name is Aditya Kharvanda and this is my submission for the final project of the CS50P course. I have built a project related to NBA. Being a very big NBA enthusiast myself, I know for a fact that we NBA enthusiasts, we like to look over stats of various players and then predict and give an intelligent guess as to who could be the MVP based on the stats. And along that same lines, I have built my project. So let's start by running the command. Welcome to the project NBA. And we get two choices. Either we can play guess the MVP or we can view the NBA statistical trends that I have made using Matplotlib. So let's start with the guess the MVP activity. So I enter one, and you can see I have taken the last 10 seasons into account. So, for example, let's view the most recent season, 22-23. And now you will be displayed the stats of the season leaders of that season. So there are 10 season leaders for each seasons. I have collected this data from ESPN and I've run some Python scripts to clean the data as well. So looking over the stats, let's make a guess. Okay, so I like Kevin Durant. Maybe Kevin Durant was the MVP of the recent season. No. So I have two attempts left. So basically there are three attempts to guess the MVP, the right MVP. Okay, maybe Damian Lillard was going off the recent season. So maybe Damian Lillard was the MVP. Okay, no, that is wrong as well. So let's take Joel Embiid. And so yes, Joel Embiid was the actual MVP of the recent season. But I would like to draw your attention to the second line. That is, however, purely going by the statistics, Jason Tatum should have won it. So what is this? So basically, in my code, I have implemented a score function, and that score calculates the statistical score of each of the season leader as per their stats. So these stats are the parameters for that function, and that function calculates the highest statistical score for each player. So, purely going by the statistics, according to my formula, uh, Jason Tatum should have won the MVP because this formula doesn't take into account the narrative around the player and how well the player's team was performing. And these two factors are very difficult to quantify. That is why I didn't take them into account. However, these two factors are very important while determining the MVP. Hence, I have also mentioned below that who should have won the MVP if the MVP was decided purely on the basis of statistics. So let's try the second activity, that is viewing the statistical trends. So I'll enter two here. And now I have two statistical trends. Let's go over the first one, the MVP score of players over the 10 years. The program will output a line chart. And as you can see, the y-axis contains the scores and the x-axis contains the various seasons. So you can see the statistically, the best MVP from the last 10 seasons was the MVP of 2016-17. That was Russell Westbrook. And if you are an NBA fan like me, you would know that Russell Westbrook was termed the triple double king of that season. That was because he was statistically blowing up. So yeah, that was the reason. But we can also see that for the past 10 seasons, the statistical scores of the MVPs are decreasing. And from that, we can imply that deciding the MVP award, along with the player's personal performance, the team record, and the narrative of the player in the media also matters a lot. So I'll just close this graph and let's quickly view the second graph. So I'll run the project again and I'll enter 2 and then I'll again enter 2 because we want to view the second graph. And now this is a very in detail graph. So let's go over it. So in this graph, this is a grouped bar graph. And as you can see, on the y-axis, there are points, averages, and games played numbers. And the x-axis as usual contains the seasons. So the blue bar consists of the points per game stat of each MVP of all the seasons, and the orange bar contains the number of games they played. So just for context, there are total 82 games in a regular season that a player can play. And you can see that for the past 10 years, the number of games the MVP of the season has played are decreasing, and it's as low as 66 for the most recent season. And the number of points per game, is actually more. The recent MVP has more points per game than all the previous nine MVP. This shows that recently the players are playing less number of games, but they are on a scoring boost on all the games that they play. Moreover, the player narrative in the media again and their team rating is also very crucial in determining the MVP. So this was my project, and thank you for viewing it.